I think mainly we just need to be responsible with what we say, not because we ever intend to say the wrong thing, but sometimes the way things are put out might be misconstrued. So we need to be careful whether we are star kids or whether we are, not. People ask me, how do you get along with your stepmother? I love my stepmother and I've never known otherwise, It was never even a thought for me as, should I like her? Yeah, should I, not. A Janhvi is not like a Sara, Sara's not like an Ananya, Ananya is not like a Tara, they're all so different. As I hope I am too, and for me it's just good that right now, they be considered my contemporaries because they're also successful in what they do. It's great for me to even, be called their competition or them to be called my competition, I like it.
So every year, Bollywood is introduced to several new faces. Today I have a newcomer who's pretty, but the promos of her next film show that she's pretty confident. Welcoming Alaya F in conversation with Pink Villa. Hi, how have you been?
Good.
There are a lot of new faces that we see, but there are few who stay with you after you see the trailer. How important was it for you to have that effect on people, because of course when you are coming, there are eyes on you. So did you have that pressure ever?
See, I always put so much pressure on myself. I'm perpetually putting pressure on myself. But I think, whether a face stays in your head or not is completely up to like a lot of luck and a lot of factors, that are out of my control. Everyone wants to be a face that stays in someone's head. So I'm very glad that I was able to do that. And of course it was important to me. So I'm very glad it happened. And, response has been good. And I just hope it stays that way. I'm minding everything I'm saying because it takes one wrong thing.
That's true. In today's world, it just takes one wrong thing.
Yeah, that goes viral.
Alaya, now that you said that, I want to say that, recently something that went viral is what Ananya had to say about nepotism and the struggle. She got trolled a lot. But do you think that sometimes people don't really see the pressures on a star kid? They might have to match up to the legacy that they come from. Do you think that they kind of ignore it?
I think mainly we just need to be responsible with what we say, not because we ever intend to say the wrong thing, but sometimes the way things are put out might be misconstrued. So we need to be careful whether we are star kids or whether we are, not, or whether, they're established actors. I think everyone has a certain amount of responsibility with what they say. It is scary. It's even scarier when you're starting out because they haven't really seen much. For me, though, even more so because they haven't even seen my acting really, yet. It's just right now it's just a trailer and a song. So much to prove, and when there's so much to prove, then it's very easy for this little thing to be this big. I think we just need to be careful, and of course there is pressure when you're living up to a certain legacy, or when you're, there's already a preconceived notion about you. But I don't mind the pressure. I really don't. Personally, on a personal level, I don't mind it. I like pressure.
But does it become difficult for kids who belong to an industry, family, because today you have not chosen your family. Everybody comes and says that, we are proud to be from where we are. And do you think that the nepotism debate has been blown out of proportion in a certain way?
Not at all. I think it's a very important debate. I think it's a debate that needs to happen and a conversation that needs to be out there. And I think it is something that needs to be acknowledged. I think mainly what people want is it to be acknowledged and for it to be, put across as a very real reality, which it is.
True.
So no, I don't think it's blown out of proportion. I think at the end of the day, your work will speak for itself. Privilege gets you this far. After that, if your work isn't good, you'll fizzle out slowly and steadily. At least for me, what I want to do is I just want to work, do some good acting, hopefully, that people like and appreciate, and I want to eventually be at a point where no one looks at me and
says that you've got it
that I've gotten because of privilege. Because see, right now, at the end of the day, even though when I did get this movie, I tested for it. I had many rejections from meetings and other films and auditions, lots of it. But and I also did this through my agency. My agency set it up. Was like my mom or Nana or anyone set up this meeting or this audition for me even. But still, I do understand that I still do come with a certain privilege and a certain advantage, even though so I think just acknowledging that, knowing that, and then just working towards, being the best you can be and hoping that people will like and appreciate it and, believe that privilege or not, you deserve to be here.
But when did this film come to you? If I'm not wrong, initially, Saif also said that they were planning to make the film with Sara and him. And I remember we had done the story that you are doing the film. And how did you react when you got to know that you're actually doing the film?
when I found out I was actually doing the film, I was over the moon. Because it was, I feel like it's so many no's and then it's a yes, and you don't really believe that yes has happened. I found out they really liked my audition and my tapes, and Nitin sir was in Kashmir.
Yeah.
They were like, we want to fly you down to meet him because we have to lock the girl down now, but Nitin sir isn't done shooting for a while. So they flew me down for one night. One time met Nitin sir, I didn't know what Nitin sir was going to make me do. I was like, I'm going to have to do another test there. What is going to happen? So I got all clothes that could fit my character. I, read through the script again, with the stuff that I had, done. I was like, be fully prepared. You don't know what's going to happen. It was just a dinner. He sat with me. He asked me a lot of questions about my life, about, a lot of things. Yeah. And he looked at me, he said, see, you are this character. So you just have to be yourself. And we had a great meeting, and I went back to my hotel room that night, and Jayu sir, producer, sent me a message saying, I guess it's safe to say, welcome to the film. And it was super late at night, okay? So I wanted to call everyone, but everyone was asleep. And I was like, what do I do? And I don't know how I put myself to sleep that night, but I don't think it hit me until I started shooting the film.
You didn't want to become an actor. You were studying filmmaking.
Yeah, I want to be a director.
Yeah.
My family was over the moon, obviously. But my family supported me in almost anything I wanted to do. There was a time where I wanted to be a lawyer. Then I wanted to do business. Yeah. Then I wanted to, earlier in my life when I was a little younger, I wanted to do art. I wanted to paint, do whatever. Then I said, okay, fine, but I love film. Let me direct. Then that eventually, obviously, transitioned into
But
this.
when did you realize that, you're not made for direction and for acting? When did you realize that you want to become an actor?
So I might be made for direction also. I might do that some point later. But it was within my direction course that we had this one class that was basically for directing an actor.
Yeah.
And all the students at some point had to also act, And I remember I was so enthused about that class. I used to every time I was super excited about it. If someone was absent, I'd be like, don't worry, I'll do their lines, and I'll quickly jhat se memorize it, and then I'll, do it. And that's when I was like, I found being in front of the camera a lot more rewarding for me than being behind the camera. Like when I had to go and direct other actors, I'd be like,
ye kar lo, wo kar lo.
For me, and then when someone else would direct me, I was like, yeah, of course, sure, I'll do it, So I realized that I felt a lot more rewarded when I was doing that, and I came back and I...
But tell me, when Jawaani happened, Saif is the coolest dad around, off screen, on screen, like carefree, then man-child at 50. You bring in that responsibility in his life. Has a beautiful relationship between a father and a daughter. Do you think those kind of films are missing in today's times,
Yeah, what I like most about this film is that the approach of this film is so light and happy and easy and non-judgmental.
Yeah.
I don't care about his party boy ways, I'm like, you can totally do whatever you want, or whoever you want, or, whatever he's doing.
When did you change your name from Alia to Alaya, and why did you change it?
I changed it some time ago, but because I had a social media presence or whatever prior to that, people were aware of the fact that I changed my name.
Yeah.
Whereas there's so many Bollywood actors that, their names aren't their actual names, but they get away with it much easier. Then I changed the spelling also, because I changed it from Alia to Alaya with an I.
And then with a Y.
And then now I made it a Y to make it just easier. I changed it some time ago. I thought I also wanted my own identity. There's such a talented, wonderful Alia Bhatt, who I'm a very big fan of. And I was like, I want my own identity, my own...
Yeah, it's also, I think, similar because Kiara changed her name, which was Alia again, to Kiara.
Correct.
And she also had a similar reason.
Yeah.
Were you advised to do it, or did you want to do it yourself?
I want to do it myself. I got mixed opinions on whether I should, whether I shouldn't. Yeah. But like I strongly believe, too many people tell you too much, no, your mind gets all jumbled up. My name was the perfect example of that. So many people had such strong opinions. And if you don't take their opinions, they feel personally affected by it. But it's my name, let me be. But it was a struggle, this whole name thing, I must tell you. Oh my God, I should use that word very carefully.
Struggle.
I should use that word very carefully.
You guys are a modern family setup, and recently I think when I interviewed Saif, they also come from a very modern family setup. He said that when he was going through a divorce, the most affected were the kids, and it was difficult for him to break the news to the kids. What age were you, and was it difficult for you to deal with your parents' separation and the fact that they were living separately?
So I was 5 years old. I don't really have that much memory of it. I have memories of the years after that, where I had a very happy childhood. Both my parents were always happy. They were on great terms. My parents are still on great terms. And I feel like if I was just surrounded by happy people, I was happy. You know, they never made me feel like this is something bad that's happened, and you know, now divorce has happened. And it was quite like, I was like, yeah, my parents are divorced. Like, you know, it was very like, it was very okay. Now my dad is remarried. He has a child who's 4. My brother Zan, who I love dearly, like so much. You know, it's always been like that for me. You know, I've never known otherwise. I really haven't. Like, you know, the whole, people ask me, how do you get along with your stepmother? I love my stepmother, and I've never known otherwise. You know, it was never even a thought for me as, should I like her? Yeah, should I? You know, but not. I liked her. You know, and it was that's always how it's been.
And also, coming to that, then your mother is also getting married.
Yeah.
So what is your equation with him? You know, Maneck Contractor. If I'm not wrong.
Very good. Like it has been with everyone. I feel like when people are happy, it's so easy to be happy for them. And I think that's what it's been throughout. You know, they've all just been wonderful people, happy people, and so I've been wonderful and happy with them.
Also, you know, you're coming in a bracket, and today I think young women are leading the pack. You know, I was just having a conversation with my mother, and she tells me that, you know, in this generation, she knows more about the girls. There are more girls who are doing great work, and there are lesser guys who are debuting and who are actually so good that they impact somebody's life. So you will be compared. Are you aware of that? How are you planning to handle it? Because I think that today's generation is also very, not competitive, but collaborative. So when you're going to be compared to Sara, Janhvi, Ananya, because you're in the same league, how do you plan to take it?
I love competition. I really do. Healthy competition. I feel like this idea of like bitter competition is, for me at least, is really not a reality. And I don't think for any of the other girls it's a reality either, you know. I feel like we're all happy for each other. We're all happy for the work we're doing. And we're all so vastly different, you know. A Janhvi is not like a Sara. Sara's not like an Ananya. Ananya is not like a Tara. You know, they're all so different. As I hope I am too, you know. And for me, it's just good that right now, you know, they be considered my contemporaries because they're also successful in what they do. It's great for me to even, you know, be called their competition or them to be called my competition. You know, I like it. I love it. And it keeps me motivated, and I think it keeps all of us motivated. And I think it's just a reason to work harder and harder every day.
And among the younger generation of actors, who's your favorite and who do you die to do a film with?
Younger generation of actors. Varun, Alia, Karthik.
Okay. You are saying it. Is there anybody you want to date? Because you know now what happened when people went on record saying that,
they wanted to date. It's a hard one. It's a really hard one. I don't know. No one specific yet.
But if you had to pick.
If I had to pick. Give me options.
Varun, Siddharth, Aditya, Karthik, Sushant. There's so many. Ishan.
See, now Karthik, everyone is saying these days. So he has his hands full already. I'll give him a break. I'll give him a break. See, now all these people, so many of these people are with such wonderful people. Like, I would say Varun, but then he's a Natasha. You know, like, I don't want to, like, I'm overthinking. I'm overthinking this severely because I'm actually thinking logistics. No, but this wouldn't work out because of this and that wouldn't work out. I'm thinking of logistics. I'm full planning here also.
But somebody you would love to date if they weren't in a relationship, chalo.
I think
making it easy.
I would love to date Ranveer comes? Can I call Ranveer? I would love to date Ranveer if he wasn't with the swan, elegant swan goddess that is Deepika.
But all the best, you know, this looks like a really fun film. And I'm sure it's going to take you places. And people who have worked on it have told me that you are the find of this film. And
really?
You can see it. Yeah, I told you that.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
All the best. Stay the same. Don't let anything get to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi guys, this is Alaya F and you're watching me on Pink Villa. So if you like this video, please like, share, subscribe and actually also comment because I want to know what you guys are thinking and I'm probably reading it anyway.